Hey Tigers, welcome to Workshop Wednesday. We are doing how to study today to pick up some tips and tricks to make sure that your studying experience is the best you can make it to get ready for these finals that are coming up. So for today, we're going to gain insight into the purpose of studying, how you study, learn about learning styles, and create a study plan based on 10 tips. So why do we study in the first place? So looking at what's the purpose of studying? Is it to learn? Is it to memorize? Is it to pass this test? So looking at specifically, what is your main goal? So sometimes when we study just to memorize, we don't really get a comprehensive understanding of the material. We have to really get understanding of our why. If we're learning to gain an understanding of something, sometimes we're better and more likely to get a good grasp on the material so we can do really well at the test. So make sure you understand your why as you approach your studying material. So now just not why, but how. How do you study? What do you do? Do you use flashcards, study guides? Do you use just the reading material you've gotten from your professors or your teachers? Do you make your own sort of outline of things? How do you go about making your study plan? And then looking at what works and what doesn't work for you. If there are some things that don't work, hopefully these 10 tips will make sure to give you some ideas on how to improve your current study plan. So when we look at studying, we also consider learning style. So your learning style could be visual, so based on things you see. Maybe you learn better when you see things written out or see things done. Maybe you're auditory, you're better when you hear things out loud. Reading or writing learners, you're better off when you read something and write it again. So maybe those flashcards and study guides are really helpful. Or kinesthetic learners, when you are actually doing, physically interacting with the material or making it come to life somehow. So know where you kind of fall into these categories and areas, and maybe that'll even inform your study habit too. If you're a visual learner, make sure your study routine involves some visual aspects of your learning so you can see the material as it happens. So as we go through these 10 tips, again, if you want to stop the video or pause it just to read over some things or go back, please do, to make sure you're getting everything you need out of it. So how to create that study plan. Let's check out these 10 tips to see what's available. First, giving yourself enough time. Time management is a big key when it comes to studying. And this PowerPoint will be available for you to download. So just, again, you can check it out here, but when you download it, get the extra resources that are here, because when you have the study cycle that breaks down the different parts of studying, so when you preview it, attending class, reviewing, studying, and checking your understanding, you'll get a better understanding of that time management concept. So when you talk about time management, we look at the time really from the start of the semester to the exam time. From the start of the semester, how are you going about classes? How are you going about preparing for the exam? How much time are you giving yourself to prep? If you started the night before, then time is not on your side really exactly right now, but it's not impossible. Just to make sure you're figuring out what is the best way to get the information you need to do your best you possibly can. So space out study times if you can to make a list of tasks complete on a daily basis. That can be helpful too. When you spread out study times and study materials, then it won't be so overwhelming, and anxiety and procrastination will be less of a factor. So remember, give yourself plenty of time to conquer what you need to make sure you're doing your best for time management and planning for studying. So to organize your space, what does your space look like when you study? So what is your study area? Is it in your room? Is it in your bed? Is it in an office? Is it in the library or the UC? So environment is very important, and notice what makes you feel comfortable or more so focused when you study. Lighting is important. Does your seat feel comfortable? Are you getting a bunch of notifications, or are you playing a game at the same time? So find multiple spaces that can serve you, your room, library, or outside, or a computer lab. Just in case one of the spaces is occupied, you'll have a plan B to go somewhere else. 3, silence and awe. So does it need to be silent? Or do you need a little noise in the background? So some folks do like the complete, total silence, nobody talking. Some folks like that little bit of like going to a coffee shop, that background noise going on, that helps too. Some folks like even music, or just putting a TV show or a movie on just to have some sort of distraction sort of in the background that doesn't take you completely off task, but keeps you focused enough to get things done. So know again, for what yourself, do you need silence or do you need a bit of sound? Know that and then implement that into your study plan. Another number 4, breathe, relax, and set intention. So you have your environment, you know what works for you as far as lighting and sound. Now we need to set the intention of how you go about studying. This kind of goes back to the why we study. So stress hinders learning. So if you walk into a study session already thinking, oh, I don't know this stuff, this is going to be hard, I'm not going to do well, this is going to be, not a good experience, it's going to set up how you feel about what you're about to do. So it may even increase procrastination or increase your distraction. So understand your goal. Is it success versus education or achievement versus progress? We want to focus on education and progress. So I know success and achievement is awesome. It's great. Making A's feels so good. But at the same time, they don't always give us the best mental health, or they don't always set us up to understand what we know versus what we don't know. It's basically memory. And we want to focus on education and progress, that you are continuing to do the best you can, and that you are learning and gaining the information you need to succeed, not just for the grade, but for your personal growth. So breathe and relax and know that you are doing your best. It's for your education and it's for your progress. So number 5, we're halfway there. Hang on with me. Got 5 more. So use various methods. So whether it's practicing old exams, using flowcharts, the Littner method, where you study using a repetition to learn material that you already know well, and then going back to material that you don't know well and studying that more, or active recall, when you're reading something and then going back and reiterating what you just read, making connections between different parts of material, or the Feynman method, Feynman method, if I can talk the technique. First, identify what you want to learn, then try explaining it as you would to a five-year-old. So take some information, understand it for yourself, and then try talking it out. So like verbally out loud, talk to either someone else, and figure out how you can explain it. So when you can understand something inside out, from big to little, little to big, from details to the whole picture, that is more likely for you to get a good grasp on the information and material that you're trying to understand. So use various methods when you're studying and see what works for you. So number 6, of course, goes back into the final method from the other one, but explain it to others. So research shows that the students have better memory and recall abilities when they learn new information with the expectation of having to teach it to someone else. So if I have the idea that I need to be able to not only understand this material, but tell it to someone else, I'm more likely to be on top of what I know, so I can tell someone else accurately what I know. So try to explain it in your own words. Use examples, say answers out loud, do the sample problems and explain how you got the answer. Again, just to make sure that you're not only memorizing, but understanding and comprehending the material at the same time. All right, number 7, we've got 3 more, let's go. So starting a study group. So part of the major 2 last ones were explaining it to others. That can be really easy with a study group because you can do it together. So get together with friends for a study group. You may have questions that you all may need answered, and vice versa. Someone may know it to help someone else out. When we all come together and pull our knowledge together, we'll be able to be even more productive and even more knowledgeable than we were before. So pray, be mindful of how big or small the group is, and make sure everyone has a similar focus so the group can stay on track and you all can have the education and progress you need to make sure you feel comfortable with the material. Number 8, take a break. Like, you've been going hard, things have changed, things are rough right now, y'all. So make sure you are taking your breaks for yourself. Studying is important, yes, it is, but so is rest. Studying for hours can actually be counterproductive. Feeling overloaded and flooded can add to our anxieties, make it worse. So find that balance. Everyone is different. So develop a study routine that works, for you. If you study better in the morning, start early, or if you're studying at night, find a productive time at night. But make sure you are taking breaks so that your mind can settle and rest and rejuvenate, so you can retain the information that you're gaining when you study. And number 9, snack smart and drink water. So when you snack, it's helpful because it helps your body feel satiated, feel calm, and drink water does the same thing. But when you eat, you can really have an impact on your energy level and your focus. So keeping your body and your brain well fueled by choosing nutritious foods that have been proven to aid in concentration and memory, such as fish, nuts, seeds, and yogurt, that can be really helpful. And the same applies on exam day. Maybe if you're allowed to have snacks or water or something while you're taking your exam, can again help with those energy levels and focus. So be well hydrated is really helpful in order for your brain to work properly. We made it to the last one, y'all, so avoid burnout. Vary your study materials to encourage progress and accomplishment. Be mindful of easy weeks and when things are lighter than others to make sure that you are doing what you need to do now to prepare for later. So even now, as you watch this video, I know exams are next week, starting this week, but make sure you are getting ready for some folks. If you need to, spread out your time, avoid burnout, take a breath, do what you need to do, take a break for yourself, get it done. I know you got this. I trust you. I believe in you. And make sure you get through the exams and make it to summer. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your professors. Let them know that you have any concerns or questions before the exam, and I'm sure they will be able to help. Be sure to give us some feedback today. Just hover your phone around the QR code and fill out the survey for us. And be sure to watch out for any of our other videos coming up. And we hope that the rest of the semester is a smooth landing to what has been challenging and a lot of change.